Welcome to the It Factor. We're Jemmy and I, exploring a new blog post by Mr. Len Kaplan, CEO of CDML, a managed service provider in Queens, NY, offering network management, voice over IP, unified communications as a service, cybersecurity, compliance, infrastructure as a service, cloud solutions, and Microsoft 365 and Azure solutions. If you're a small business owner or manage IT for a growing organization, this episode is for you. So I want you to imagine something for a second. Imagine your absolute most trusted employee reads, just a routine vendor email.
You're right.
And without even asking you, they immediately wire $10,000 to a total stranger.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. But today, we're looking at why your shiny new AI assistant might actually do exactly that.
Yeah, it's a huge issue.
The article we are unpacking today is called How Hackers Trick AI Agents into Exposing Your Data. And honestly, it completely shatters the way most of us think about cybersecurity.
It really does. It forces a total perspective shift. I mean, for so long, we've been trained to view cyber threats through this very specific lens, right?
Firewalls and stuff.
Exactly. You secure the perimeter, you set up complex passwords, you enforce two-factor authentication, and you basically build these thick walls around your network to keep the bad guys out.
Right.
But when you introduce AI agents into your business to, say, summarize your documents or search your emails, that old perimeter defense model just starts to crack. Hackers don't really have to break down the door anymore.
Because they can just politely ask the AI to open it from the inside, which is wild. And they do this by hiding these malicious instructions right in plain sight, like tucked into an ordinary-looking email or a standard PDF, or even just a routine support ticket.
Absolutely.
But before we get into the actual laboratory tests that show this happening, I really want to understand the mechanics here. Like, why is AI vulnerable to this in a way that traditional software just isn't?
That is the crucial question. And,
yeah,
well, it really comes down to a fundamental architectural difference. With traditional software, the programs your business has relied on for decades, there is a rigid, impenetrable wall between the data it processes and the instructions it follows.
So it's separated.
Totally separated. Traditional software only understands specific, predefined inputs. But generative AI uses natural language, which just blurs that line completely.
Right. Okay. So it's like having a mailroom clerk whose only job is to sort the incoming mail.
Okay.
But if they open an envelope from the outside that says, forward all company mail to this random address in Florida, they just blindly follow the instruction without asking the boss.
Yes, that's it, exactly.
But why? Like, how can the AI not tell the difference between a random vendor email and an actual administrative command?
Because to the AI, it's all just text to process. These instructions can be completely invisible to a human, honestly.
Wait, invisible how?
Like hidden in the formatting, white text on a white background, or disguised in the HTML of a web page. To you, it looks like a normal invoice. But to the AI, it reads the raw text and suddenly hits a command.
Wow. So it just processes the natural language and follows the prompt no matter where it came from.
Exactly. And this brings us to the term for this vulnerability, which is prompt injection.
Right. Prompt injection.
Yeah. OWASP, which is a major authority on cybersecurity, actually identifies prompt injection as one of the leading risks for generative AI right now.
Okay, so if the AI can't tell the difference between data and instructions, what happens when it decides to save that data? Because that is where this goes from being a theoretical problem to a very real threat for small businesses.
Oh, absolutely.
The article highlights this specific research called the MemGhost threat. And this just blew my mind because it's about intentionally poisoning an AI's memory.
Yeah, the MemGhost research is a critical pivot point in understanding AI security.
Let's break down the lab test Len Kaplan mentions because the stakes are so clear here. The researchers set up an AI agent to help a user manage tasks, right?
And the scary part is an attacker doesn't even need platform access to pull this off.
Right. They just sent a normal-looking email to the user's inbox.
Yep. Just an inbox the AI is authorized to monitor.
But hidden inside were instructions meant only for the AI. And when the AI processed that inbox, it didn't just read the instructions. It literally wrote a false fact directly into its own memory bank.
And it used its legitimate built-in tools to do it.
Wow.
The AI thought it was just doing its job by updating its records. So in this specific lab test, the AI was manipulated into remembering that the user's daily Zelle transfer limit had increased to $10,000.
Let's just pause and think about what that means for a typical listener. I mean, if you run a local plumbing business or a boutique PR agency, a $10,000 unauthorized transfer is devastating.
Oh yeah, it could ruin a small business.
That's payroll. That's rent.
Exactly. But the danger isn't just the one-time action, it's the persistence of that altered memory. In some of the lab tests, this attack had an 87.5% success rate.
Almost 90%. That's crazy.
It is. And the attack succeeds completely without human approval. Because that memory is persistent, the false information is going to influence the agent long after that original malicious email is gone.
So the email gets deleted, but the ghost remains in the machine.
Exactly. The AI just keeps operating under that false assumption.
That is incredibly unsettling. Hey, real quick, if you are finding this breakdown of AI vulnerabilities helpful, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for us. It really helps us out.
Definitely.
Okay, so MemGhost shows us how an AI can be tricked into believing false data. But if an AI can be manipulated into believing a lie, can it also be manipulated into, like, giving away the truth?
Unfortunately, yes. The article transitions into another vulnerability known as EchoLeak.
EchoLeak, okay.
Right. So if MemGhost proves AI can be tricked into believing false data, EchoLeak proves it can be tricked into silently leaking real data.
Which is data exfiltration, basically stealing company secrets. And the article mentions this specifically involved Microsoft 365 Copilot, right?
Yes, it did. Now, we should be clear that Microsoft patched this critical vulnerability.
Right.
But we need to look at the mechanism because it reveals a huge flaw.
Okay, let me guess how this works based on what we just talked about.
Go for it.
So, similar to the MemGhost attack, an attacker sends an email with hidden instructions.
Yep.
My AI agent scans my inbox, absorbs those instructions, but doesn't do anything yet. Then later, I sit down to do my job, and I ask my AI a completely normal question like, hey, can you summarize this confidential internal spreadsheet?
Right.
And because the AI has that hidden instruction lurking in its system, it combines my private spreadsheet data with the attacker's command and sends my data right out the back door.
That hits the core of it perfectly. It takes your highly sensitive data, packages it up, and tries to send it to the attacker.
Wait, so the employee doesn't even have to click a malicious link or download a sketchy attachment?
Nope, none of that.
They just ask a normal question about their own spreadsheet and the AI betrays them.
Exactly. And the scariest part is the user experience while this is happening. The AI agent doesn't look compromised at all.
It doesn't crash or give a warning.
No, not at all. It acts politely and just answers your question. It's simply misusing the exact permissions that the organization intentionally gave it.
Man, that's terrifying. So how does a small business owner actually protect themselves? Because you can't just ban AI from the office. It's too useful.
You really can't. You have to establish safeguards.
Right. And by the way, as a quick reminder, Len Kaplan and the team publish insightful new blog posts like this every Tuesday and Thursday. So definitely check those out if you want to stay ahead of this stuff.
Yeah, they have great resources.
So what is Len Kaplan's core advice here?
His core strategy is that you have to treat an AI agent like a powerful software account, not an all-knowing employee.
Right. Because a human employee has common sense. If a vendor email says, forward all private financials to this random address, a human would flag that.
Exactly. An AI doesn't have that baseline. And a lot of organizations think, well, our AI only has internal-only access, so we're safe.
Oh, right. Because hackers can't get to it from the outside.
But that isn't true. Having internal-only access isn't enough because your mailboxes and help desks constantly ingest outside data.
Trusted systems can contain untrusted information.
Exactly. That is the defining challenge. So organizations have to ask some really actionable questions.
Like what? What should they be asking?
First, who can actually put information into the systems the agent reads?
Correct.
Second, can employees review or delete those stored AI memories we talked about?
Right. If it remembers something false, you need to be able to fix it.
Yes. And third, what actions require human approval?
Like, maybe you can draft an email, but a human has to hit send.
Exactly. And this is exactly how CDML helps businesses safely deploy AI.
They don't just sell you the software and walk away.
No, they evaluate your specific risks. They help establish strict access controls, robust monitoring, browser protections, and even incident response procedures.
So you actually have a plan if something goes wrong.
Exactly. You need organizational readiness.
That is so important. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to ponder. We've seen how one single, ordinary-looking email can fundamentally alter an AI's reality, planting false facts that survive long after the original message is gone.
Yeah.
As these AI agents become more deeply integrated into our daily workflows and their memory becomes even more persistent, how will we be able to audit our own AI assistants?
It's a huge challenge.
Right, like
Yeah.
how will you know if their thoughts and recommendations are actually their own, or if they were quietly planted by a hidden line of text months ago?
It really highlights why you need experts to structure your environment.
Absolutely. So to stay safe, informed, and compliant, we invite you to visit cdml.com and subscribe to the blog. Reach out to them before you connect an AI agent to your company's lifeblood.
Build the safeguards first, for sure.
We're Jemmy and Nye. Thanks for listening. Till next time.